After Prometheus gave fire to humankind, Zeus chose a countergift. The gods shaped a woman from clay and breath and named her Pandora, all gifted. Athena taught her skill, Aphrodite gave charm, Hermes lent quick wit. Beside her they placed a tall clay jar sealed with wax the color of old honey. "Do not open this," Hermes said lightly, as if tying a ribbon. Epimetheus, gentle and trusting, welcomed her to his vine-draped cottage. The jar stood in a corner like a guest that never speaks. Days folded into weeks, bees stitched the air, bread steamed on the hearth. At night the seal shone in lamplight, a round, unblinking eye. Curiosity did not shout, it returned, soft, persistent. Why seal a thing unless it hides a gift? Why hide a gift unless it waits for someone worthy? One hot afternoon the house was still. Epimetheus had gone to the press. Cicadas rasped. Pandora set her fingers on the wax to smooth it and felt the seam lift. She paused, then eased the lid a finger's width. What flew out was not air but wings and whispers and needles. Sickness touched the water pails. Envy sped toward neighbors' windows. Toil crept under doorframes. Grief found the cradle and sat down. The bright room filled with echoes of far shouting and near weeping. Pandora cried out and slammed the lid, but harm does not obey hands once loosed. Silence returned, oddly thin. Epimetheus ran in at her cry and found her braced against the jar, eyes wide with what could not be recalled. Beneath the lid, something faint still moved. No sting, only a steady tapping. "Please," came the smallest voice. Pandora lifted the lid just enough for breath. A glow rose like a warming coal and gathered into gentle wings. Hope, no larger than a small bird, no smaller than a thought, hovered and then touched their fingers. It did not erase what had flown. It agreed to walk beside it. Their breathing eased. The room felt inhabitable again. After that day, fields still yielded and sometimes failed. Quarrels started and sometimes softened. Bodies broke and sometimes mended. In all of it, hope kept company. Not a promise that nothing bad would happen, but the refusal to leave when it did. Pandora did not pretend innocence. She kept the jar where she could see it, not to open it again, but to remember where harm had come from and where help had too. When neighbors groaned, she brought water and listened. When envy hissed, she spoke aloud what remained good. When toil ached in her back, she told it a story about harvest. Hope grew when named, so she learned to name it. Some say Zeus planned it, others say he didn't. Either way, the lesson holds. Curiosity needs a boundary. If you cross it and trouble escapes, don't waste yourself wishing the lid were still sealed. Guard the rim. Keep the last light safe. Let hope out every chance you get, for it is small enough to carry everywhere and large enough to make carrying possible.